Echoes of the Living finally has a demo on Steam, and a release window of late 2023, technically the final quarter of the year as it's stated, and eventually coming to PCs only as a finished product. Here's a new trailer, nothing to talk about really since there's a demo you can try, only that this game is a survival horror with a fixed camera, just like the old classic Resident Evil games, but with better visuals. At number 2 from a couple of months ago, we have Kingdom Blood. I've mentioned this one before, but in case you didn't come across the update, this is technically based on the Netflix Korean zombie series Kingdom, which is quite frankly one of the best Netflix shows out there right now, even though it's in only 2 seasons, and actually a story-driven hack and slasher is what the game is in nature. It's a quick trailer, game is coming to PCs only and due out mid to late this year.
We are long past the point of hope.
At number 3 from a few months ago through its official reveal trailer, we have by Propagation VR Into the Dead, Our Darkest Days. A new entry, of course, in the Into the Dead franchise and a PC exclusive that's ever since promised to be released in its early access phase in 2024. At its earliest, it's a side-scrolling zombie survival game apart from the franchise itself, set in Texas, and this is how it looks.
Now, there's no turning back. We have to work together and survive long enough to escape this city. No matter what it takes.
Formerly announced to be coming out March this year and now delayed to November 10. At number 4, once again, we have The Day Before, the critically acclaimed open world survival multiplayer shooter, which for technical reasons and a few engine adjustments, technically using Unreal Engine 5, it's now postponed to later this year, and apparently having a more focused single player campaign to go with as well. Check it out just in case you missed it, we've got a new trailer for it too. Guys, NCSoft number 5, well, the Korean developers behind it, probably 20 other games in development right now, around March last year, came out with a reveal of 2 samurai games with nothing but cinematic trailer. One of them called Throne and Liberty, I've actually mentioned it before, another one called Project E. I've mentioned Throne and Liberty quite a bit, but Project E over here is based and set in the same planet in the same time as Throne and Liberty, and more of a horror game in nature. These games are releasing for PCs and consoles as well by the end of the year.
A group of scientists managed to tap into the noosphere, the Earth's informational field.
S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2, has been in development for over 10 years, a little bit over 10 years, and is still in its active development due to difficulties of hacks, financial restraints, and of course war, since it's a Ukrainian game. Nonetheless, the team is continuing to make the game possible with reports that we're no longer getting the finished product within 2023, or if so, at its earliest around holidays. Heart of Chernobyl over here is coming to PCs and Xbox Series X only.
And who the fuck are you?
And what do we have a decade later? The Zone, in our image, after our likeness.
My men are still lying out there, and I can't even bury them.
Died in an anomaly, shot by loners.
I'm pretty sure most of y'all gaming enthusiasts kind of heard about the project since November last year, but just in case, we've got over here once again just a quick reminder: Showa American Story, what looks to be a Dead Rising meet Grand Theft Auto / Nier or Nier by these Chinese developers 2B, which is the same people behind the recently released Immortal Life. So guys, Showa American Story is only rumored to be coming out to PCs and the PlayStation consoles in 2023, and this is how it really looks. You probably know this or heard some rumors about, but in case you didn't, a remake of Sega's 1998 rail shooter The House of the Dead 2 was announced around 4 years ago. Ever since, we've been waiting on a shed of light, even a little bit, to literally no avail. But that was until today. Well, we just learned that this game is alive and being developed slowly and possibly delivering early 2024, actually for all consoles and PCs as well. So just keep it in mind for now. Coming up behind that, we have Project Z. What's described by the fine developers behind it as an atmospheric first-person zombie co-op shooter set in World War II, where after waking up in a zombie-infested hospital or just world all of a sudden, just like the Walking Dead series show how it started, you have no idea why you're there and how you got there, and all you really want is to just get out. Here, game's set to be a PC and PC VR exclusive and due out a little later on the next generation of consoles as well, eventually by the end of the year. Guys, Hellbridge Games, developers of Chase and Static, earlier in the year finally came out and announced their newest game, supposedly a third-person survival horror, through a Kickstarter campaign going by the name Hollow Body. A game I've learned to be a 2 to 3 hours long of just campaign horror mystery, just like Chase and Static, and eventually releasing by the third quarter of 2023. So just keep it in mind. Moving on, it's S.T.A.L.K.E.R Ritual, probably one of the most anticipated horror games in making, a co-op first-person shooter, and the spiritual successor to the made of S.T.A.L.K.E.R. Wales Interactive just came out and announced that S.T.A.L.K.E Ritual is sitting on Steam through early access, with its first 5 episodes, each priced at $4, and eventually releasing as a full game in about a month. We hear. I've actually mentioned this one maybe once here, just in case you missed it. We have a Propagation VR that already came out a couple of years ago. This over here is its sequel in the making, named Paradise Hotel. This is a virtual reality once again horror game described as an intense adventure VR story-focused horror game, something in the same vein as lightly Telltale games. Here's a trailer that seems to be coming out to almost every headset we hear in about a month.
of Infinity Ape Studios. I've been working on Hellbridge Vegas as the lead developer since 2020, and I would like to tell you a bit about the game and its progress so far.
Hellbridge is sitting on Steam through a demo and is scheduled to come out by the end of the year. This is a zombie almost fantasy shooter, definitely inspired by the Call of Duty Zombie B mod, and you can just the same play the game in single player and multiplayer for extra replay. It's got a survival 15 round mod and endless mods, lots of weird weapons and monsters to learn and get used to, and this is how it looks.
Characters, weapons, enemy types and game modes, we aim to add as much value as we possibly can for the longevity of the game and its users. While developing Hellbridge Vegas, the focus has always been centered around creating a fun, exciting and replayable experience that can be enjoyed with friends or alone, striving to beat your previous high scores. So far the progress of the game has been really good, and we are now heading into the beta stage. We hope to release the full game in summer 2023. Please feel free to wishlist the game on Steam, and we hope you enjoy. Thanks.
Number 14, we have Night of the Dead. Available on Steam since a couple of years ago, still in its early access phase for the price of $25. Pretty interesting game to be fair, just about some girl who gets trapped in a city covered with zombies after some sort of experiment gone wrong. Anyway, in case you're interested, the full game is set to be coming out in about a few months, possibly, and into other consoles as well. About a month ago, Nacon came out and announced once again a pretty brand new open world survival action shooter in the making called Paradise Project. Said this: if you have ever wanted the zombie to help you out at home as a premise for just a zombie game, well, technically that's what you're gonna get here with Paradise Project. This game's set to be coming out to PCs, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X only by the end of the year, offering a sort of top-down open-world zombie survival shooter. About 2 months ago, we came across something over here called Blight Survival, a project I've only had heard rumors about earlier as what I've gathered to be a co-op action shooter roguelike set an alternative 14th century about some war between two rival cities and a deadly disease that turns folks into some sort of zombies. Check it out, the game's set to be coming to PCs only mid to late 2023.
Stop warming your balls again.
Nothing invigorates you better than a jog in the fresh air. Living my best life.
Number 17, we have Outbreak Island, a survival first-person detective-inspired game in which you're supposed to investigate the mysteries of an island and stay alive at any cost just using a camera. The story is about some sort of experiment gone wrong, once again in an island, and it has driven the island's population into sick maniacs. This game is partially an open world, and there's hints of zombies as well.
Afterwards, I drive to work. You have no idea how wonderful life is without traffic jams. There I do my routine stuff. trying my best not to get into any trouble. Finally, I'm home. You know, this is the only place where I truly feel safe. Sometimes I overdo it a bit, and then I need a small repair on myself. My insurance is expired, but the service here is not the best either. The day is coming to an end, and my faithful yellow friend and I are heading out to grab dinner. And here we are, the next link in this crazy food chain. Who's next?
Last but not least, we've got over here No More Room in Hell. This is probably one of the scariest multiplayer survival games out of the past decade. The sequel in the making though here has the option of an 8-player co-op multiplayer. This game itself is literally the sequel to Source Mod, which is a multiplayer survival pretty much in the same vein as Left 4 Dead and Back 4 Blood. Games now finally releasing for PCs around October this year.